boys and girls, welcome back to Bible class. I've missed you this week. I wanted to tell you where I'm going. Mr. David is going to take me on a vacation to the beach, and I would love it if you could come along with us. I want to show you what we're going to see at the beach. We're going to see all kinds of sea animals that look like that. Mr. David, what would that be?
That's an octopus.
And show, if you can, lower it down here and let's see if we can find other animals that might be at the beach. Do you see that?
Seahorse.
Now let's put it in the water. What this one is.
It's a crawdad.
I hope so. And this one, do you know what that is, boys and girls? Is that a turtle? Have you seen all of these water animals at the beach before? This might actually be on the ground crawling around. It's a turtle. Do you see that? We have so many new things to see and things to eat when we go to the beach. But now that it's summer and we can leave our houses, we might just have to go to the beach. Make sure you put a beach ball in. Make sure you're going to have a beach ball at the beach. Don't blow it up first though, or it won't fit in your suitcase. Let's see what else you want to pack. What about, you see these sunglasses? You want to make sure you take a pair of sunglasses. I'll put it on the sun up here. Maybe it would be a great idea to take some, what is that? Sunscreen and a beach blanket or a towel. So when you get out of the water, you can dry off. Why do you think you might need a little shovel like this? Can you think what you might do at the beach down here in the sand? Would you collect a sand pail full of little shells? Or would you make a sand castle? Oh, Mr. David makes sand castles. Do you like to do that when you go to the beach too? There's another one right there. Do you see that one? We're gonna have so much fun at the beach, so don't forget to pack your sunglasses. Don't forget to pack your sunscreen. So we're gonna take a pretend trip to the beach together. And we're gonna talk about sand and the ocean or the lake, wherever you like to swim in this. Every time I go to the beach, I see boats that are sailing like this. This is a sailboat because it has a white sail on it that helps it glide in the water. Look at these boats. Have you ever been in a boat before? And what does this remind you of? Does this remind you of Jesus, the stories we talked about? And our boat that we had for Jesus? Do you remember this sailboat we had in class? And all of his little friends that went in the sailboat with him? Let's see if it'll float. I've never tried to see if it'll float. Let's look. Mr. David, look at that.
Wow.
We've never had water for our sailboat before. That reminds me of Peter, James, and John in the sailboat. We sang that all the time this year. It's spring, and we'll sing it again soon. And Jesus came walking on the seashore. Do you remember that part where he said, cast your nets on the other side? Then their nets were full of fishes. Do you remember that? They got so many fish that the boat started going down, 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 down. I bet they had a good supper that night though. Jesus knew all kinds of things to tell his friends. I want to show you what I found on the beach. Do you see these seashells? Do you see that? I've been playing in my sand bucket and I found this beautiful shell too. Can you see that one? It's kind of hard to see from there, but it's pretty and white. Mr. David, you want to show it to him? Isn't that pretty? It's almost like the kind you can hear the ocean in. I've been seeing a lot of things out here that remind me of our Bible class and our Bible stories. This is a net. Do you see my net? Do you see that? And this is the water. See if I can get some fish like the disciples and Jesus' friends did. Look at all those beautiful fish. Aren't they gorgeous? Woo, I love catching fish at the ocean. Look what else I found while I was at the beach. Do you see these? They came off of a palm tree. And we've talked about these in Bible class too. Do you remember when we said, Hosanna, Hosanna for the big parade? So many things at the beach make us think about Jesus. I just thought while I was sitting here in our sailboat, we would have a little review. I brought my pictures with me. All right, do you remember who this little baby was that was born in the manger? Right there, down in the hay he was placed. That's baby, can you guess? Baby Jesus, that's right. And he grew up to be a great big fisherman. Do you see that? And that's his friends catching all of the fish. Do you see that? I love that picture. There was a big storm on the sailboat one night, and do you remember what Jesus said? He said, "Peace, be still." That's right, you remembered it. And the winds and the waves stopped. They weren't afraid anymore. Here's another seaside picture. Jesus, it looks like he's walking on the water. And his friends thought it was a ghost, but it wasn't. He said, "It's just your friend Jesus." They were so glad to see him. Peter thought he could walk on the water, but he couldn't. Who was the man that healed this lame man so he could walk again? Do you remember who did that? Jesus did. He did so many miracles. He made the man well again. He said, "Take up your bed and walk." Who climbed up in the tree? We went to the park today and took a picture of a sycamore tree just like this that Zacchaeus climbed up in. Oh, I told you. I meant to ask you, who was it? Zacchaeus. That's right, he was a wee little man and he climbed up in the tree to see Jesus. Everybody wanted to see Jesus after he had healed so many people and made them well. And there's the palm branch story. Hosanna, all the children said. A big parade, Jesus came to town. They wanted to see Jesus and treat him like a king. He was so special to the children. They welcomed him. And this is a picture of Jesus going to heaven. Did you know that? We never even got to talk that far, but we talked about other stories about Jesus. Jesus told about the prodigal son. He told about the Good Samaritan. You see my little box here? We haven't talked about that in a while, but I wanted to bring it back out because it's the pretend little water that we talked about and all the fish. If this boat had a sail on it, it would be more like Jesus' boat that he and his friends rode in. This is my net, and let's put some fish into it. You see that orange one? 1, 2, where's a blue one? 3. Some of you are turning 4, so let's do 4. 4. Just put it in the boat. Oh, it's so heavy. They put it in the boat, and the boat started sinking down in the water. They said, Jesus made us catch so many fish, our boat started to sink. But Jesus knew where the fish were, and he wanted to have his friends follow him. And they did. They were his friends, Peter, James, and John. He had even more friends than that. Okay, I brought a lunch to eat. Do you want to see what I brought? Look and see. See my little fish? I brought 1 to eat, 2 to eat. And you know what else is in here? Bread. 5 loaves of bread. Do you remember that story where Jesus sat everybody down and he fed all of the people? And he fed so many people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, right? And then when he got through and everybody was full, they couldn't go to McDonald's. They couldn't go to Chick-fil-A. They had to eat the fish they had caught. And that little boy said, "I'll share my lunch." And that was one of the stories we talked about this year. We have learned so much about Jesus, and I am so glad that you got to have a little review with me in my boat tonight. Okay, we're gonna go do one more thing and sing a song, and then we're through. And Miss Cheryl's gotta figure out how to get out of the boat. Okay, this is my little Jesus. He's pretend, but they think he probably had brown hair. A Jew long ago probably wore his hair long like this, and he wore sandals so he wouldn't get sand all in his feet. You see his little feet? And he probably wore a long outfit like this. That's probably how he dressed. So this will be our pretend Jesus today. Jesus taught stories for you and me. He taught us how we can change the world. He said, if you even have faith this big, if you're a little child and you just have faith this big, the size of a seed. These seeds are so small, they're even smaller than the flower seeds we talked about, but can you see those little tiny specks on my hand? Jesus said if we have faith just like that size, we can do some amazing things and change the world. Isn't that a great message? I love that. And he also said the biggest thing we can learn from Jesus is love. He loves all the children. He loves this child. He loves this child. Do you see that child right there? Everyone looks a little different from the others. Do you think he loves one more than the other? Not at all. He loves all children. He knows your name. He knows how many hairs are on your head. Isn't that amazing? Jesus loves all the children of the world. I love the song about that. We're not going to sing it right now, but I think that's the biggest lesson, is loving everybody. And the smallest lesson is that if you have faith this small, you can move mountains. Okay. While I've been here at the beach, I have enjoyed thinking about Jesus, thinking about you all. I've looked around and I've noticed different types of families everywhere. I'm going to show you one thing that I thought of. Do you see these families here? They look a little bit different, don't they? Let's make an orange family with this little orange baby. And the yellow family. Do you see that yellow family? See if I can find the yellow family some children. I have a red family here. Oh, that one has a little kitty cat. Okay. A green family even. Yeah. What about the blue family? I know who would like to be blue. I'll put a blue family right here. Ezra's favorite color is blue. What about the purple family? Will that be Lily's family? Let's put hers over here with kitty cats. She might like a kitty cat. Do you see any other colors that I'm not thinking of, Mr. David?
Yep.
See if I've got children and animals with all of the families. I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm going to do some of all. Okay. So, they heard, all of the families heard, Jesus is coming, Jesus is coming. Here he comes. Drop, 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 drop. There he is. Do you think Jesus looked around and said, I want only the little blue children to come sit in my lap? Do you think that's what he said? No. He likes all of the children. So let's get all of the children we can get. Oh, even a baby. Babies make a lot of noise, don't they? Does Jesus care? No, he loves babies. He loves children like you. He even knows your name. Here's a little red baby. You see that one? And Jesus wants them all in his lap. The more the better. He's thankful that you are here in Bible class with us today. He wants you to learn all about him, and especially all about love. Okay, we're going to sing a song together, and you can get up and walk around or march while we sing it. We're going to walk on water for Jesus. Are you ready? I can walk on water for you, Lord. I can walk on water for you. I can do anything that you ask me to. I can walk on water for you. What else can we do? I can feed the hungry for you, Lord. I can feed the hungry for you. I can feed 5,000 by the side of the sea. I can feed the hungry for you. And this is a little tiny seed coming. I can move mountains for you, Lord. Oh, I can move mountains for you. With faith as small as a mustard seed. Oh, I can move mountains for you. Walk on the water one last time. I can walk on water for you, Lord. I can walk on water for you. I can do anything that you ask me to. I can walk on water for you. Bye-bye.
See the baby wrapped in a manger on Christmas morning. See him in the temple talking with the elders, marveling at his wisdom. See him at the Jordan where John was baptizing and saving all the sinners. See him at the seaside talking to the fishermen. making him disciples. Marching in Jerusalem, over palm branches, in pomp and splendor.